Hello, welcome to June 2024. My name is Lynette and I'm reading from the Love Exquisite Magazine, the July 2024 issue. I'm reading in the For the Love of Relationships section, and the article is titled Accusations. In relationships, one of the worst things that you can do to your mate is to accuse him or her of doing something that he or she did not do. These are unedited, okay? So, the worst thing that you can do in your relationships is to accuse your mate of doing something that he or she did not do. The way we think can be influenced by our life experiences. And we have to know that just because something was done to or said to us in a previous relationship, that it does not mean that it is okay to assume that everyone you meet will treat you the same way. It's not true. We have to really consider each person as an individual and be mindful not to use generalizations like all men are this or all women are this, because everybody is uniquely different. They have different personality characteristics and they bring different personality characteristics into the relationship. So your accusations can cause a breakdown in communication, as well as cause unnecessary arguments that will eventually tear the both of you apart. Couples usually get tired at some point of trying to explain themselves over and over again after being accused of something that he or she is not doing. Couples usually get tired of trying to prove themselves as someone that can be trusted. Couples usually get tired of arguing over nonsensical things. Relationships are challenging enough to navigate through. So there's no reason to add more challenge to the relationship with your false accusations. If you don't have all the facts about what you think you know or see, it is important to ask questions and not try to fill in the blanks to the questions that you may not have all the answers to about what's really going on. False accusations and accusations period are how some innocent people are sent to prison, because what a juror might have already made up in their mind about the person that's on trial, they may try to prove whether they're innocent or guilty. And what that is usually based on their own how they make the decision, I should say, is usually based on their own personal thought process, their own system of beliefs, and their life experiences, regardless of the evidence presented. And that's how it is unfair to do at times, as well as in your relationship. So some people say you're innocent until proven guilty, and then some people say you're guilty until proven innocent, which it should be the prior rather than the latter. So when you accuse someone of doing something that he or she did not do, it speaks volumes to the fact that you do not fully trust that person that you're making accusations against. So if you are constantly accusing your mate of doing something that he or she did not do, your accusations could be because you don't trust yourself. You know what you do behind closed doors, so you might assume that your mate is the same way, or because you may have experienced something bad in your past and it produces what I call a trauma response. So you have to make sure that it's not just your trauma response and that the person is actually doing what you say that they're doing or what you think they're doing. Be careful, because the two can seem quite different if you don't know the difference. So no, some people are not always honest with you about what goes on behind closed doors. However, if you do not have all the facts from all parties involved, do not assume and accuse your mate. Do not assume or accuse your mate. Allow your mate the opportunity to tell you what is going on. You can ask them questions to get to the bottom of what is really going on, and allow them to prove themselves trustworthy before you distrust them. So everything that you make up in your mind because of your own insecurities, your fears, your doubts, your traumatic experiences is not always accurate. It's not always an accurate depiction of what's really going on with your mate or in your relationship. So what you make up in your mind could be, again, a trauma response from a previous experience. So no, what you think is going on in your relationship is not always accurate. No, what you think is going on in your relationship is not always your intuition. So you hear people say, oh, follow your gut, or follow your instinct, or follow your intuition. It's important to know the distinct difference between your intuition and your trauma response. If you don't know the difference, do not trust your intuition, because you might think what you might think is your intuition, it could actually be your trauma response to the situation in your relationship based on what you have experienced in the past. This is why it's so important to heal first. I say that a lot. Heal first before you engage in any type of relationship that you are not ready or prepared for. Because you can mess up a really good relationship by making accusations. So if you don't with accusations, you can really fumble a, a mate. You can really fumble your mate. So don't fumble your mate. Don't mess up what could possibly be a good thing because of what you make up in your mind. It would be a stupid thing to do. So try to stop making accusations on your relationship and ask questions instead. And when you hear the answer, do not assume that your mate is not being honest. So if you don't know for certain, 100% certainty, without any reasonable doubt, do not make accusations. If someone has told you that your mate has done something or said something, that they have wronged you, it is important to first consider the source of the information. Where is that information coming from? Is it coming from a good place, or is it coming from a place of malice? Ask yourself, what does the person that's telling me these things about my mate have to lose or to gain? Is the information helpful to the relationship, or is it a hindrance to the relationship? And why is this person divulging this information? Why are they sharing this with me? What do they want me to do when I get this information? Then ask your mate about what happened so that the two of you can get a better understanding of what is going on in the relationship. Do not make false accusations, because when you do, you sound crazy, insecure, and jealous. So it also could appear that you don't trust your mate. So one of the hardest things to do is to stay happy with someone who always accuse you of doing something wrong that you're not doing. These false accusations can be a wasted time and energy drainer that could eventually lead to the end of your relationships. All for nothing, all for naught, especially if you're wrong about your accusations. So the next time that you think about accusing your mate of anything, first ask yourself, do I have all the facts to support my accusations? Or is this my trauma response to the situation? The answer should help you stop making accusations that you cannot prove. If you want to help your relationship grow into a healthy one, stop making accusations. The article is titled Accusations. It is written in the June 2024 issue of the Love Exquisite Magazine, which you can access for free at loveexquisitellc.com. Stop making accusations, because you don't want to fumble. Unless you want your mate to just get tired of it and leave, stop. Please, I implore you to just trust what it is that they say, because what eventually is done in the dark will come out in the light. You don't have to have a trauma response or fear of being hurt, so you try to get ahead of it. Just live, and live in a much healthy and happy way in your relationships. And the first thing to do that is stop making accusations. Let the person be, because you really don't know what's going on. And time will tell everything you want to know. So be patient and trust that your mate has your best interest at heart. Stop making accusations. And stop listening to people that tell you stuff that your mate is doing when you know your mate better than they do. Okay?